We're at Masechet Oholot Perek Vav Mishnah Zayin, 7th Mishnah, the 6th chapter of Masechet Oholot. Kelim shetachata. We're talking about amudim. In the last Mishnah, we talked about pillars. Let's go back. Right, Tumah tachata amud. So our Mishnah continues and talks about parts of the pillar. Kelim shetachata perach. The perach is the flower of the pillar. So if there's Tumah under the amud, but then there's a kli under the perach, Mishnah says Torim. What's perach? Davar bolet v'rachav, something that protrudes, that goes out shiyotzei b'rosh hamud o be'emsa, in the middle or the side of the perach. So we all know, if you've seen, columns, right? The columns, the Greek or the Roman columns, they have protrusions beyond which. So if there's tumah under here and there's a kli, well, let's look at Raposin for a second. And there's a kli. If there's tumah under the column, but there's a kli under the perach, so is that considered part or not? Now the Bartenura points out this has to be talking about amud omid b'shut harabim, an amud in the public thoroughfare, or bagina, and there's tumah v'tumah tachtav, or in the garden, because if it was in the house, so if there's tumah in the house, then it would spread in the house. V'aperach bolet mina amud. Because if it was, remember we said in the previous Mishnah, it was tumah bokat v'olav. It was tumah ritzutza. If it was enclosed tumah, it would only go up and down. But here the perach bolet mina amud tefach lachutz. It goes out at tefach. Umahil ala kilim shetachtav. The perach is ma'ahil. It creates an ohel, right? An ohel over these kelim. So Mishnah says, nonetheless, they're torim. Why? Because we said tumah bokat ve'olah. The tumah, boom, spreads up and down. V'chol shebitzdadim. Anything in the sides is tahor. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri mitameh. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri says sorry, it's part of the perach, is part of the amud. Okay, and the Bartenura says perach ke amud v'atumah bokat chozeret ala kelim. It goes, swings up, choo boom boom, and comes back down on the kelim. Okay, en alachak Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. So that I guess it says that the perach is an extension of the amud, and somehow everything enclosed is considered part of the amud, part of this like vertical structure. That's what he holds. Says the Mishnah, Hatuma va'kelim tachata perach. But if tumah is under the perach and also kelim, im yesham poteach tefach. If it does poteach tefach, them tmeim, then it's tamei ve'im lav teorim. And if not, it's tahor. Remember, if the tumah and the kelim, if let's say the perach is mamash at the bottom, and you find tumah and kelim, then under both of them there, or whatever, right? So then, if there's a poteach tefach, then of course it's considered an oil and it's included. If there's not a poteach tefach, then wouldn't be included. It would be tumah ritzutza, and it would not bounce back. It would go straight up and straight down. Here our Posen shows. Remember the tumah and kilim under the perach. So if the perach is way low, let me see if our Posen gives another. No, he doesn't give another example. If the tumah is if the perach is mamash low, then the tumah would be bukaat ve'olah. It would go straight through. Okay, but we see here, interestingly, the tumah is under the perach, so it includes anything that's, if the tumah is here, it's bokat ve'olah or whatever. Nonetheless, the kelim become tmeim. I wonder, if it's all one roof. It's under the same roof, under the same ohel. But if not, if there's not poteach tefach, then tehorim. Next case, we have this thing called pardaksin. Pardaksin, the Jastro says, parsatkin, a corruption of, I don't read Greek. It wasn't part of my classic learning. I didn't learn the classics. A Mariam. A chest in the wall or a closet. That's exactly what it is. The Bartenura says exactly that is. It's a chest. Okay, so if you have the chest is built into the wall. Shnei pardaksin zeh b'tzad zeh. If they built two chests, one next to the other, o zeh al gav zeh, or one on top of the other. That's what Raposin is a drawing. Okay, you have these chests that you built into the wall. Let's see the Ravid, whatever. This is the Bartenura. One next to the other, zeh b'tzad zeh, and he has one on top of the other. And when it's considered recessed into the wall, each of these chests is an ohel in and of itself. So you have different opinions. We're not going to do the Chazon Ish as a whole long thing. Each one is an ohel in and of itself. It can mean argaz. It's like a chest inside. Bartenura for a second. Let's see. Amudim chalulim. Okay, hollowed out amudim pillars. Nutunim b'kotel abayid. They're in the wall. Ubehem chalonot. They have walls and they have doors. Okay, and the Mishnah says the following. You have two bags, and there's tumah under one of them. Okay, zeh b'tzad zeh, one next to the other. O zeh al gav zeh, or one next to the other. Niftach echad mehem, if one of them opens, so there's tumah under it. So the tumah is tumah ritzutza, it goes up and down, so there's tumah in the thing. So if one of them opens, huva abayit tameh, v'chavero tahor. Okay, and its chaver and its friend is tahor if one of them is open. Really interesting. Why would the other one be tamei? Niftach echad mehem, tuma bokat bitocho v'yotze labai. Even if one is on top, afilu atuma mechetzio shel kotel v'lachutz de'eno kidon labai. Even the tumah is on the outer wall. It's not like the wall. If you open up, even one on top of the other, really interesting. You open up the bottom one, the tumah enters through it, bokat v'ola, and then exits through it. It doesn't go all the way up. So that's what he says. You open one, it goes out that way. Even if the tumah is in the outer half of the wall. V'chavero tahor. Okay? And its other one is tahor. You can see, by the way, it's interesting, the Tiferet Yisrael has a problem. Why should this one be tahor? Because the tumah goes through it. He says it doesn't really mean what it sounds like. It means it's not totally tahor. It means the tumah doesn't spread through here. But that's not what the Mishnah says. Why is that? The Mishnah explains. Let's go back in the Mishnah. You look at this at this cabinet as if it's otem. Since it's small, since it's closed, it's sealed. Okay? And yidon mechza lemechza vituma labai. And if they're closed, okay, if both of them are closed, then you have to look at if it's on which side of the wall it is to bring the tumah into the house, whether it's in the house or not. But it's really interesting. It seems to say if one of them is open, even one on top of the other, okay, one of them is open, the bayit becomes tameh, but the other one is tahor, and you look at it as if it's totally sealed, and no tumah can enter it, even though the tumah is bokat, it seems to be bokat v'ula, bokat v'yoredet. Kolomar, im hadelen na'ur v'lo niftach, if the other is closed, ro'in ki'ilu en sham chalak klai, there's nothing opened at all. V'im tumah tachtehen, and if the tumah is under them, then you have to look at whether it's in the inner half or the outer half. Very, very interesting halacha. Can't tell you I 100% understand it, because why in the world should the tumah skip through, okay, and go out here, and this thing should be totally tahor. I don't know why, but Mishnah Yomi, we're not learning to be iyun. We'll stop here. Dedicate our learning to remembering my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. You have comments or thoughts? Send me an email or a WhatsApp. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Make it a great day.